Hi everyone and welcome back to Total Coins. So in this video I'm going to be doing the last part of my collection run through. Did not expect it to take 4 long videos. They haven't exactly been short. I think they've all been about sort of the hour mark. So 4 long videos to sort of go through my whole collection. But in this video we're basically going to be going through my coin albums and the sort of year sets that I've got and a couple of the other sort of sets that I've got as well. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to start with my date runs. So I have a whole stack of these albums, and inside I have my date runs. So this is my 1 penny date run, and obviously it starts on 1971, and I've actually got a full date run of pennies right the way up to the 2019. So yeah, with the pennies, sort of got a really nice date run of that, so we'll be sort of carrying that on this year with the 2020 coins. And the next one I've got is my 2p's. So I've got a couple of empty slots there, one there, one there, and then I think I have everything right the way through then. Yep, 2018 right up to 2019. So I'm only actually missing 5 of the 2p's. And then I've got a full date run of them. So basically those dates that I'm missing are the NIFC ones. I think across all of my date runs, the only ones that I'm missing in them are the NIFC years. And then we've got our 5p album. So obviously I've started, the album starts with the old style 5p. So what was that? It was 1968 was the first one. So we've got 1 there, 2 there, quite a few there. So the earlier 5p's, I think that one, yeah, that's the 1990 large size. So that's that one. And then I think it's pretty much all there, right the way up to 2019. And then the next one is 10p's. So once again, sort of they all start from the first one, which I think is 68 again. Yep. And sort of one of the old ones there, a couple of the old ones there, quite a few there. So there's quite a few with the 10p's. There's been quite a few years where they've been NIFC, but yeah, so then obviously we go into the smaller sizes, and once again right away up to 2019. And then we've got the 20p's. So with the 20p's I have actually got a full set of these as well, and I will quickly have a look for the one that you'll all be wanting to see. There we go. So there is my undated 20p, and unfortunately didn't find it, did have to buy it, but it was one of the coins that I was more than happy to buy. And once again with the 20p's we go right the way up to 2019. So the 20p's are actually a full date run, which is great. Then the next one that we've got is, as you can probably guess, my 50p's. So I've got a couple of empty slots for the NIFC years. But I do have the EU presidency, the D-Day, and the European hands. I have put them in here just because obviously they won't fit in any of my other albums with regards to sort of the fact that they're the larger size 50p's. But then we get on to the smaller sizes, so from 1997. And in with this as well, I have a 2009, 10, 11 50p, the 2016 and the 2018. So I do have all the NIFCs in the larger size. And then there's a 2019, and just down the bottom there, there's actually a 2010 proof 50p as well. So there's that. And then the last one that I've got in my date runs, because the other one I will cut the one I'll come to, it will come to that later. So this one is my £2. My £1 I've actually got in a separate album, which, as I say, I'll get to in a minute. So I've got a couple of the older £2 coins, still trying to look for the other 5. And then I've got a full date run from, I think it's 1997, right the way through to 2016. So obviously the 15 and 16 there are the Britannias. I am missing this 2017 and 2018 £2, but I do have a spare 2018 Strike Your Own, so I have thought about putting that in, but yeah, not too sure. Obviously I've got my 2019 there, and then on the last page we have a couple of the error coins that I've got. So we have the half flag error. If it'll get in, yep. So let me get something that I can point with. So you'll see just up here that there is actually an extra bit of metal just between the two masts. So what I'll do actually is I'll grab, where is it? The World War Navy. So this is what the circulating coin looks like. So let me see if I can zoom in to show you. So you'll see just up the top here, you've got the two sort of masts that sort of come out from the main mast. And then on this one, you'll see there that it's not actually the two masts, it's just a single sort of large bit of metal. So that one is the half flag error. And then the other one that you've got is the full flag error. Which you'll see just there. So this one actually looks like a flag. So that's how you tell the two Royal Navy Centenary errors apart. I've got a filler coin of the Isle of Man Tosha Cat. Obviously it's not a genuine coin, unfortunately. I've then got, and this was actually one that I found out about on Bungle's live stream a couple of weeks ago. So you'll see just here. So actually, let me get a normal Magna Carta. So we've got the normal Magna Carta here. If it'll focus, there we go. So if you see just down here, you see the edge of the throne, and you'll see there that it's a sort of empty space. On the error coin, you'll see that there's an extra bit of metal in that empty space. So, as I say, I found out about it watching Bungle's live stream the other week, and then when I come off the live stream, I went and had a look at my Magna Cartas and actually had one in my spare set. So I was really chuffed about that. And then the last couple that I've got, so I've got a 2015 £1 trial piece. So this is similar to the £2 trial piece that I showed you in my bunk sets. This was actually distributed out to places like sort of vending machine makers, so they could calibrate the machines to accept the new £1. And then the last one I've got here is what's called a left-hand error. So I don't think, yes I have, yep, right. So this one's a 2019, but it doesn't really make a difference. So if you hold a £1, like one of the new £1 like this, and then flip it up, you'll see that the little marks are on the right hand side of the what they're calling the hologram. So that's this bit just here. So you see the marks there. With, let me get one of my other ones actually, so that you can see it a bit better. With the left-hand errors, so you'll see here. So we've got the hologram there, but if we then sort of rotate it up, you'll see that the markings are there, and this side's blank. So that's one thing to look out for. The left-hand errors, there are, of what I know, there are left-hand errors for the 2016s and 2017s, but the 2016s, there are hundreds of millions of them. They're really, really common. The 2017s are a lot less. I think there's a sort of, it's within the sort of tens of thousands. I'm not too sure whether there's any for the 2018s or 2019s. But also with sort of regards to the new £1 and errors, with your 2016s, so like this one, there is actually a dual, some of them are dual dated. So you'll see there it says 2016 on the front, which is quite visible. But if you look on the back, and I'm probably not going to get it on camera, but round the edge, so you'll see just there, there's some micro text. I don't know if it's coming up on camera. Alright, but that should actually say 2016. But there are some that actually say 2017. So if you do get them, keep an eye out for that. I don't think there's a massive amount of them. I might be wrong, but I am an absolute stickler for sort of when I get my £1, sort of checking the microdate, checking for a left-hand error. It does quite annoy the other half, but yeah, I'm always on the lookout. So that is them. Let me just zoom out. And so the next one I've got is just a quick one. So this was a first day issue £1 coin. So I'll show it here just because it's in the box with my albums. Then the next albums that I've got are, so I've got 4 of them, and they are my Territories albums. So the first one we've got here is Gibraltar. So I've got a couple of pennies, a couple of 10p's, a 20p, and then a range of the 50p's. Obviously, sort of these are all different dates. They're not sort of doubles. And I've got the Gibraltar Father Christmas from 2018. I've recently got the 2019, which I think I showed on my bunk set as well. The Battle of Trafalgar, I think I found that on a video actually. And at first I thought it was a coin that had been sort of defaced. And that's it for the Gibraltar album. And then we've got, so this one starts off with Falkland Islands. So we've got a Falkland Islands 10p. We've then got the Penguins. and then the Battle of the Falkland Islands. And then at the back we've got is it Gibraltar, Jersey, Guernsey? Yeah, Guernsey. So got a couple of old ones, like really old ones. So we've got 1902 one double and 1968 four doubles. And then I've got a couple of pennies, a 5p, a 10p, and then a couple of the 50p freesias. The next album is my jersey. So a couple of the quite a few of the 1p's, some 2p's, a 5p, some 10p's and a 20p. Another 20p, and then a run of the 50p's. Once again, all different years. And then the only Bulwick of jersey that I've ever found, £2. So really happy to have that one. And then I think you can guess what's in the last album. It is my Isle of Man set. So I've got some 1p's, an old style Isle of Man 10p, a couple of old style Isle of Man 10p's actually, a new style 10p, some 20p's, and the Isle of Man TT 50p. That one is the 97 one, so that's the common one. And then we've got the, I can't remember what that one's for. No, not too sure. If you know, leave a comment down below. We've then got, I think this was the D-Day, their D-Day coin for this year, or for last year. Can't remember on that one, sorry. Then we've got an old style £1, but I think they're still the £1 for the Isle of Man. Then another Isle of Man TT, the two Isle of Man Christmas coins, I think that's 2018 and 2019. Yep. So we've got 18 and 19. And then we've got a full year set of the Isle of Man coins. I think these are 2017, yep. So we've got 5, 10, 20, 50, £1 and £2. And then the £5. And then we've got another set which I think is, it's a bit of a mix and match actually. So we've got a couple of 2017s and then the rest of 2018s. And then the 2019 Isle of Man TT £2 as well. So that is my date run and territories albums. The other ones that I've got, obviously you'll see these ones pretty much sort of day to day. So I've got my 50p album where I am literally missing sort of the Kew Gardens and a couple of Olympics, so shooting, weightlifting and wheelchair rugby. Other than that, I've got the full set. So hopefully in the next sort of few months I'll be able to sort of fill up that album. Really desperate to sort of get sort of one of the albums sort of filled up. And then we've got my £2 album, which has got the Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland and Scotland missing, and the Mary Rose. Other than that, that is then a complete album. So really desperate to sort of fill this one. I think out of both the 50p's and the £2, the £2 just seems that bit closer. So it's one that I just want to get the £2 album finished now. Really desperate to do it. And then I've got my 10p albums. So got a few that I'm missing on that one. So A, B, D and F, L and I on there, Q and T. So with this album, I haven't actually found any 2018s in my 10p coin hunt. So all of these coins have actually come from sort of visits to the Royal Mint. That's doing sort of both coin swaps and sort of getting them in change. But obviously I am going to the Royal Mint again in March. So I will actually be going, I think I'm going Friday to Sunday. So what I'm actually planning on doing is actually going to the Royal Mint on the Friday just to do the coin swap. And then I can go back on the Sunday and do some more as well. Then the last album that I've got that you would have seen sort of pretty regularly is obviously my 2019 album, where I have only got E and I, and those both have come from coin hunts, which has been great. And that is it for this selection. Give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to grab the next box and we'll have a look through that. So the next bit that I've got to show you is another one of my album sets, but this one is my Round Pound album. So it's obviously in its Royal Mint album. I'll be quite honest, I completely forgot about this one until sort of long after. So I'm actually recording this at 2:30 in the morning. I'm just about to sort of sit down and start editing, and I was sort of put some coins away and then realised that I hadn't actually sort of filmed this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of squeeze it into the video, and yeah, it was one that I sort of really wanted to show you, because I have actually got the full set of Round Pounds. And for those of you that saw the earlier video in my collection series with my silver proofs, you'll see as well that I've got sort of quite a good sort of range of the silver proof Round Pounds as well. So in this set as well, I have also got the NIFC years. So really happy to have completed these. So yeah, and then I've even got, I think that's the right one, yep. So that is the 2016 NIFC Shield. So that's another one that wasn't released. You've got the last Round Pound. So yeah, it was a set that I sort of got. I think I bought it on the second-hand market with sort of a few coins in it, and that sort of really spurred me on to sort of get the full set. So yeah, really chuffed to have that in the collection. So with that, we will go back to what was filmed earlier on and catch up with whatever else it is I've got to show you. So see you in a bit. So the next sets that I sort of wanted to sort of show you were my Olympic sets. So I have actually got a few different albums. So I've got both of the official Royal Mint albums that come out, and I've also got the carded album as well. So let's have a look at the carded album first, if I can get it all in shot. Which I think I'm going to struggle. So I have the full set of carded albums at the carded 50p's, apart from the carded completers medallion. Every time I've looked to sort of buy it, obviously they're around £50, so I just haven't had the money to actually get hold of it, but I will be making sure this year that I do get hold of one. Yeah, it is a big album. It's not overly great. So there we go. There are the last ones. Obviously they are all brilliantly uncirculated. So I have sort of all 29 of them, and it's just number 30, which is the completers medallion. Alright, let's move that off to the sides. That didn't go quite as well as I thought. And then we've got my 2 circulating albums. So these are the ones that I have sort of completed from coins that I found in my albums. I think this one, yep. So this was one that I actually bought as near enough complete. I think there was a few that were missing. At the moment, the only one that I'm missing out of there is football. But once I finish my 50p book, I will be placing football in here, unless I find another one beforehand. So I do actually, technically I do have a full set of the Olympic coins. And I do have the completers medallion for this one as well. And then this album I've put together with the spares that I've got. Any of the extra coins that I find sort of in the hunts, they sort of go in here. And really happy with how this one's going. So only missing obviously shooting, weightlifting and wheelchair rugby, because they are ones that I'm still missing in my book. And then it's just the common one, the really rare ones, the football, judo and wrestling. I think I've only actually ever found one wrestling. But yeah, so nearly got sort of 2 full sets of Olympics, which is great. Really like to actually have both of those albums filled. So that is my Olympic sets. If you give me 2 seconds, we will go on to my notes. So the next set of albums that I wanted to sort of show you were my note albums. So I, as well as sort of collecting sort of the coins, I am highly addicted to sort of collecting banknotes as well. I have got 3 different albums here. Sort of one is my UK notes, one is for world notes, and then the last one is for sort of random notes and sort of extra world notes that I didn't have room in my world note album for. I am actually going to, within the next couple of months, going to be buying a massive amount of these note albums and actually separating them out into alphabetical order by country. So I'm thinking I'll get sort of enough albums to do 2 letters per album. So I'm going to stick these ones off to the side for a second, and we'll start with this one. As you can see, it's come all the way from China. The first page is decidedly empty because these are slots that I've got spare for the old banknotes that I'm trying to get hold of. So you'll see here 10 shillings first series 1914 to 1920, and then you've obviously got second series and third series. So it's quite empty for the shillings, but I have got the 10 shillings series A third. So this is the series A 10 shillings note third sort of revision, and that was from 1948 to 1962. And then we've got the 10 shillings that most people sort of recognise, which is the C series 10 shillings note, and that run from 1961 to 1970. And then I've got a slot for my first series £1 note, and obviously sort of all the other slots for the rest of the series. But the first one that I've actually got is a series A third revision, and that was in circulation from 1948 to 1962. Then we've got the Series C £1 note, and that was in circulation from 1960 to 1979. Then we've got the Series D, which was from 1978 to 1988. And the Series D revised which was from 1981 to 1988. And then obviously I've got the slots ready for sort of some of my £5 notes. And then the first one I've actually got is the Series E variant. So there were two different designs for the Series E. This one was from 2002 to 2017. And obviously that only came out of circulation because the polymer was introduced in 2016. And then I've got an empty slot there for an old £10. And the first £10 that I've got is the Series 5, which run from 2000 to 2018. And obviously in 2017 we had the £10 polymer note. That one's actually an AA01 serial number as well. Then we've got my £20 notes. So I have a Series E variant from 1999 to 2010, and a Series V note, which is from 2007 to what I reckon will be 2021. So obviously the new polymer banknote, polymer £20 note, comes out on the 20th of Feb. So not what I've seen from the last two that they've released. They've run for about a year afterwards. So I reckon 2021 is when that one will sort of come out of circulation. And then obviously I've got my slot there ready to go for my polymer £20 note. Comes out the end of the month. Or sorry, the end of next month. So yeah, really looking forward to getting that. I will be down at the bank on sort of day of release to sort of pick one up with a good serial number. And then I've got some slots for the £50 notes, and I have a Series V which is from 2011, and I've put it down as sort of to 2022 because the new £50 note doesn't come out until next year. So that will mean if you give it the extra year that they normally run, it won't actually come out of circulation until 2022. And then obviously down the bottom I have my space for my polymer £50 note, which is due out next year. This page I have a £5 note. It's not in overly great condition, that's why it wasn't put in my main selection, but this is an AA01 serial number. Then I go on to my Scottish banknotes. So my heritage is basically I'm sort of Scottish on my dad's side, so I've always had a really been really interested in the Scottish banknotes, and quite a few of these come from Darren at Caledonian Coins. When we met up at the mint one time, just before we went, he asked me did I want to bring any banknotes down, and he literally brought me a full sort of set, which was actually great. So we've got the Royal Bank of Scotland £1 note, and then the Royal Bank of Scotland 5, 10 and 20. Obviously the 5 and the 10 are polymer banknotes, and then you've got the 20, which is still a paper note because Scotland will get their polymer banknotes the same day as England. So 20th of Feb is when the new Scottish £20 come out as well. And then I have actually got two extra slots here. So these two slots were actually for the £50 note and the £100 note. So Scotland is the only part of the UK that have sort of a £100 note, as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure whether Northern Ireland have. If you know if Northern Ireland, what the dominations are in Northern Ireland, just let me know in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to find that out actually. Then we've got the Bank of Scotland. So with notes in Scotland, they're actually issued from 3 separate banks. So you've got the Royal Bank of Scotland, you've got the Bank of Scotland, and then you've got Clydesdale Bank. Sort of all 3 of them issue their own notes to use around Scotland. The Scottish notes are legal tender down here in England, but it is so hard to spend Scottish notes down in England. Most shops that you go into just out and out refuse to accept them. So yeah, for me, it's very. If I didn't have people like sort of Darren at Caledonian Coins and Andy at Coin Cupboard, and getting hold of Scottish banknotes would be nigh on impossible for me without actually having to travel to Scotland. So massive thank you to both of those guys. But we've got the 5, 10 and £20 from Bank of Scotland. Bank of Scotland don't actually issue a £1 note anymore. Both the 5 and the £10 are polymer, I believe. I will check. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I think they are polymer. So, and then the other page, so obviously once again I've got the 2 empty slots for the £50 and the £100 note, and then on this page I've got the £5 sort of Clydesdale Bank. Once again that's a polymer note, and then the £10 and the £20. Obviously I've only got one slot here just purely because the album ran out. So I probably will end up sort of putting a Scotland note album together as well. So that is my UK notes. I do have one more UK note, which is actually in, it'll be in the third album that I show you. Then we've got this one, which is my world banknotes. So a lot of these are going to be sort of really old sort of banknotes. So we've got some wartime emergency money, as they're called, and these are both from Austria. So these are 10 Heller, sorry, and they're both from 1920. We've got a $2 from Barbados from 1980, and then we've got a Belgium 20 francs from 1950, not in great condition that one. Then we've got a Belgium 50 francs from 1966, a Bolivia 1 Boliviano from 1928. We've got 5 Jiao from China, that's 1980. We've got a 10 yen from China, and that is 1940. A £1 from Cyprus from 1997. This is actually one that I brought back from a holiday to Cyprus. We've then got an Egypt £1. I haven't been able to work out what year this one is, but I do actually have another one, which is just there, and that is a 1989. Sorry, no, they're £10, aren't they? Yeah, sorry, an Egypt £10. So 1989 £10. And then we've got French Indochina. Haven't got a clue where that is. 1 Pazari, and that's from 1945. We've then got a Fuji $7 from 2017, and this was basically released to celebrate, is it the rugby, is it 7 Nations? So they won it, I think. I am not up on rugby, so haven't got a clue. I think this was a special release because of them winning the 7 Nations rugby. We've then got a couple more of the Austrian emergency notes. So that's 90 Heller from 1920 and another 20 Heller from 1920. We've then got a 1914 20 mark from Germany, a 1923 1 million mark from Germany, we've then got a 1000 drachma from Greece, and that's from 1987. We've then got a 2012 $10 from Hong Kong, and that is a polymer note. It was actually the first polymer note that I'd ever seen. I actually went on a trip to Hong Kong and got it in my changed and had to keep it, and this was before I was ever really collecting as well. It was just so interesting that I had to sort of keep hold of it. We've then got a 500 Florent from Hungary, and that's from 2006. And then we've got the ones that I have been really interested in of late, just because I've been able to get them a lot easier. And these are the Indian rupees. So I've got a 2016 1 rupee, a 2009 5 rupee, a 2017 10 rupee, a 2015 20 rupee, 2016 50, 2011 100, a 2010 500, and a 2011 1000. And then I've got one extra slot here, which will be for the 2000 rupee note. I have actually got a load more rupees as well in my next album, which we'll get to in a minute. So we've got Indonesia, 1000 rupiah from 1959. We've got 100 rupiah from Indonesia, and that's from 1964. Did I say 1,000 on that, or did I say 100? Whatever it is, it's 100. Then we've got a 1938 50 sen from Japan. The note itself's not in overall great condition, but it's definitely a nice one to have. We've then got a 1979 50 kip from Lagos. Took me ages to actually sort of find out the details of that note. But yeah, at least it helped me sort of get down, sort of sort out my process of sort of finding details about notes. We've then got a 1983 25 liveries from Lebanon. We've got a 1988 50 liveries from Lebanon. And a 100 liveries from 1988 as well from Lebanon. Then we've got one Gordon from the Netherlands, and that is a 1938. We've got a 1966 10 Leu from Romania. We've got 500 shillings from Uganda, 1994. And then we've got a couple of $1. So we've got two, both of them are 2009 series $1 notes. I'm hoping actually within the next few weeks, I think my brother is going over to the States, and he's asked me if I wanted anything brought back. And I said, yeah, any notes and any state or park quarters would be absolutely amazing. I'm hoping actually that he can bring me back a $2 note. They're not that common, but hopefully he will. And then we've got a whole series from Afghanistan. So we've got one Afghani from 2002, 2 Afghani, 5 Afghani, and 10 Afghanis. So the only they're all 2002 apart from the 10, which is 2003. I've then got 5 Rufia from the Maldives. I think these are all polymer notes. That's 2017. I've then got a 10 Rufia from 2015. And a 20 Rufia from 2015 as well. And then the next set that I've got, I have absolutely loved getting hold of them. And these are my North Korean banknotes. So we've got 5 won from 2009. I think they're all 2009 actually. we've got 10 won, 50 won, 100 won, and 200 won. So when I had the opportunity to get hold of them, I was absolutely over the moon. No, I haven't been to North Korea, but yeah, was absolutely amazed that I could sort of get hold of them. Oh, and there are still some more North Korean notes. So we've got 500 won, 1,000 won, 2,000 won, 5,000, and another 5,000, but this time it is a 2014. We've then got a 2001 to 2008 50 rupee from India. And the last page I've got is a 1975 to 1995 10 rupees note from India. And then I've just got a couple of the Euro banknotes. So I've got a 5, 10 and a 20. These were from a trip my other half done to Greece last year. So she brought me back them. But with the world notes as well, so some of you might have heard me talking about my stockpile of sort of world notes. Well, here they are. So this is over 300 world banknotes, and I am actually going to be putting out a video. What are we now? So not next week, because that is the January review. And so what I'll do is not next week, the week after, I will do my first banknote hunt. So I'll be going through sort of all of these. I've actually got a package that has come from Frankie Franks. So some of you that are on sort of Christopher's Discord or have watched his live streams, you'll know sort of Frankie Franks is on there. He has sent me some, or I've bought some amazing banknotes off him. I haven't even opened them yet to look. I want to do them on a video sort of with all of you, but they are some absolutely stunning banknotes, and I can't wait to sort of open them. So 2 weeks time, sort of on the Wednesday, I will be doing a world banknote hunt. And what I'll probably do is I will probably do sort of one world banknote hunt a month for now. We'll see how it goes, just because obviously getting the information on the notes and getting all the annotations sort of set up is going to take a long time. So I am, for now, going to do sort of one banknote hunt a month, but I will make it a regular occurrence. And then the last album I've got is my sort of random bits and pieces. So this is an Austrian 1,000. I can't remember what denomination this is. Koran? Not too sure on that one, but obviously it was just so big that I had to sort of put it in here, and it's not even in here properly, to be honest. Then the next one I've got is my George Best memorial note. So this was one that's been issued by the Ulster Bank. Then I've got my Disney dollars. So as you've seen on my last couple of videos, sort of I do sort of tend to sort of get a lot of the sort of the Disney stuff that I can sort of come across. And obviously Disney dollars were something that we used in, I'm not sure if it was both American parks, so like Disney World and Disneyland, or if it was just a Florida thing. But when I sort of got to go to Florida, these weren't a thing anymore, or didn't know that they were a thing anymore. But I've got, so these are both the 1990 series, and then you've got this one, which was the 2005 series. So yeah, loved sort of finding them. Then obviously I had to have my Star Wars notes. So I think actually you would have seen these on Christopher, the eBay challenge that all the other coin tubers done. Christopher Collects actually got given a series of these notes as well. You've then got my other set of Indian rupees. So I've got a couple more of the 50 and the 10. These are actually sort of different versions to what I've got in the other album. I was actually given these a few weeks ago actually, hence why they're in this album. Then I've got pretty much a full series of the new sort of current Indian banknotes. So I've got the 10 rupees, the 20 and the 50. The 100, the 200 and the 500. And then I haven't got 1,000 yet in the new one, but I do have a 2,000. And I think that's it. That is it for my banknotes. So yeah, really enjoying sort of getting all the banknotes and really looking forward to doing the banknote hunt with all of you. But what we'll do now is I will go and grab the next lot. I think they will be my Royal Mint albums. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, so the next set that I've got is obviously my Royal Mint sets. So I have another 2018 and 2019 A to Z 10p album. But this one's quite a bit different, as they are both completely full, and these are actually the early strike albums. So I've basically bought the whole set from the Royal Mint. That one's the 2018 set, and then 2019 is all the same designs, but yeah. To be quite honest, because I had the early strikes, I didn't actually really have much sort of I wasn't overly bothered about collecting the A to Z 10p's. I actually went for sort of quite a long time where I was just sort of giving them away to people. I remember sort of one of the mint trips where I was sort of getting a couple in change and I was giving them to Christopher Collects because I wasn't overly bothered. But then when I decided actually no, I'm going to start doing some 10p hunts, that's obviously when I started sort of collecting them up when I was at the mint. So the next 2 albums that I've got are my 2 Paddington albums. So I've got my 2018 and 2019. 2018 there, and actually it's quite funny because the one that the Paddington at the Palace that I've got in there actually has the Dan Temple error on it. So for those of you that don't know, with the Paddington at the Palace, there's a little line just at the bottom that has an extra bit of metal on it, and it's a lot of people refer to it as the crisp packet error, but most of us coin tubers, we have decided to nickname it the Dan Temple error, just because he was the person that sort of let us all know about it. And then we've got my 2019 album, which has what's going to be the rarest of the 2 2019 Paddingtons, Paddington at the Tower, and we've got Paddington at St Paul's, but hashtag Team Tower. And then I've got my Beatrix Potter albums, so sort out the order of them. So I have my 2016 set, so I've got Peter Rabbit, Jemima Puddle Duck, Beatrix Potter Anniversary, Mrs Tiddlywinkle and Squirrel Nutkin. Then got my 2017 set, which I think for those of you that watch my 50p hunt, you have probably seen this set so many times that you're sick and tired of seeing it. And then we've got, well, it's not liking a light on them, is it? There we go. So we've then got our 2018 set. So we've got Peter Rabbit and Flopsy Bunny. And then we've got Taylor of Gloucester and Mrs. Tittlemouse. So really nice set, obviously, especially with the 2018s, just because of how low mintage they are. But give me, oh no, I've got one more here. I don't know if I showed this on one of the other videos, but I know I did do a Pacific video on this, and this was the Great Aussie Coin Hunt. So this is the Australian version of the A to Z 10p's that we're doing here in the UK, but this one is actually with $1 coins. So absolutely amazing set. As soon as I saw it, I ended up getting hold of it. Unfortunately, with sort of the Australian coins, the only place that I can get hold of them is sort of from eBay, because the Australian mint doesn't ship internationally. I am actually signed up to their newsletter, so I do get sort of notified when all their new sort of sets and that come out. But yeah, I just have to sort of look out for them on the second-hand market, which is a bit of a shame. But with that, that is the end of that box. So what I'll do actually, I won't bother stopping the video. I'll just get my other couple of sets out. So the next one I've got is my 2017, I believe. If I can find the date. No, my 2018 Canadian year set. So what is really good about this one, and what makes it sort of really different, is the 50-cent coin just at the top here is actually has a glow and dark element to it. It's not something I'm going to be able to show off on camera, unfortunately, but yeah, part of the coin actually sort of glows in the dark. I think it's the white bit just there in Canada. So yeah, really interesting. It's something I'd love to see on sort of, even if it's just one coin over here, sort of on the UK. But yeah, it was something really different, and I am actually looking to sort of get the 2019 set as well, because I do really like the Canadian coins. And then we've got something from my pre-decimal coin hunts. So this is actually my 1 shilling album from 1953 up until 1960 something. But this is actually a complete album with all of the English and Scottish shillings, and then obviously there are some extra in there as well. But yeah, it's up to 1966, I believe. Yep, 1966. So yeah, there's that. Then I've got another set which I haven't actually shown on camera yet, I don't think, not even in my pre-decimal hunts. Youth Collectors Competition 1985, 10p collection from 1947 to 1980, and it is basically all of the 2 shillings from 1947 right the way through to 1980, and obviously these ones is when it sort of switches over to the 10p. Sort of 1968 is when we switched over to decimalisation with the 10p's. And then the last one that I've got, so the album that I've got this in is a temporary album, or it's the album that I received it in, but I am actually going to be buying a new album for them in the next couple of weeks, and that is my commemorative quarters, but it is actually the state quarters. So I actually have the full set of state quarters, which is absolutely brilliant. I really love these coins. The reason that I am actually going to be putting them into a new album is because this one only gives me the option to put in one of each of sort of each state, whereas the new album that I've got, and I'm actually going to be getting the one that Trev from Coins to Collect has got his state quarters in. So it's the map, and then there's an extra section sort of down the side for the additional mint. So that way I'm going to be able to have the complete set with both mint marks as well. Obviously I am starting to find sort of state quarters in with my 10p hunts, so that was one of the reasons for sort of wanting to get the other album. So give me 2 seconds, I will go and get I think we've got 2 more bits to look at. We've got my what is it, sort of spares and sort of extras albums, and then I will get out my my year sets. So give me 2 seconds. So the next set that I have is obviously 2 albums. These are, there's 2 different ones. Obviously I've got one with spare 50p's and one with sort of world coins in. The one with world coins, which I think is this one. Yep, so what we'll do is we'll start with the world one first. So this is actually an album of coins that I have collected myself before I started doing videos, and these are coins that I've got from places that I've visited. So I've got my euros there, obviously sort of separated out with sort of all the different designs. We've got my US coins. So these were ones that I got a few years ago actually, when I went to I got the opportunity to sort of go to New York and Vegas. So we've got them, and I believe there are a couple of state quarters in there. Yeah, we've got Maryland, California, and then one of the park quarters as well, which is the only one that I've actually got. We've then got some Spanish or Old Spanish up the top, and then some Greek down the bottom. We've then got French with a couple of German down the bottom as well. So these are all the old French francs and the German pfennigs. We've then got Hong Kong, which was absolutely an amazing place to visit. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Hong Kong, do it. It is absolutely brilliant. I was sort of very sort of like because it was a work trip, and yeah, when I got there I absolutely loved it, really did. Then the next set, so these are from Cape Verde. So not ones that we've seen sort of in the world, my world coin hunts, but I actually sort of got the opportunity to sort of go to Cape Verde and kept hold of sort of all of their coins. We've got some from Norway. We've got a Netherlands, and then a couple of Australian. I've never actually been to Australia. These are ones that were sort of just found in my change. We've then got, so what is that top one? Top one is a Jamaican $1. Once again, never been to Jamaica. That was just one that was found in sort of change. We've got Gambia. Once again, I think that was actually found in one of my 50p hunts, just because of obviously the shape. A friend gave me that Canadian 25 cent. I thought it was amazing because obviously having the colour on it, and then obviously I've got a couple of sort of Cypriot coins from one time when I visited Cyprus, and I think that's it. But what I am probably going to look to do is to sort of get these added to sort of my main world coin collection. I've kept them separate so far, just because I didn't want to sort of top up the collection with coins I'd already had before doing the hunts. But I think now I probably will end up sort of moving these into my main sort of world coin collection. Then the next album is my spares sort of album. So I've got a spare date run of the new £1 with a couple of 10p's. These are both 2019s, so it's H and R. And just sort of an error 1p, and I think that's a copy coin of sort of an old, I can't actually remember what denomination it is. Then I've got my spare sets of Beatrix Potters. So I've got a full set. I've got five. I'll start again. I've got 4 full sets of the 2016 Beatrix Potters there. I've got near enough a full set there. I'm just missing the Jemima Puddle Ducks to go in there. Then I have 5 full sets of the 2017 Beatrix Potters, and another 5 sets there. Well, I've got 10 full sets of the 2017 Beatrix Potters and 4 full sets of the 2016s. And then I have 5 full sets there of the 2018s. And another 1 set there. But as you can see, the true rarest 2018 Beatrix Potter is Peter Rabbit, because I've got 3 less Peter Rabbits than I have Flopsy Bunny. So these people that are saying Flopsy Bunny was the rarest sort of don't really know what they're talking about as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I'm saying that to Christopher Collects especially. I've got what have I got? 10 full sets of the 2018 Paddingtons. And 10 full sets of the 2019 Paddingtons. So that is that album. And then the last bit that we've got to do is my year sets. So give me 2 sets, I'm going to grab them out of their box and we'll start having a look through them. So the very last part of the collection to go through is my year sets, and with these we will start right at the very beginning with my old style year sets. So if I flip that over, starts with the 1970 coinage of Great Britain. So what there's, I'll look through a couple of these. I won't look through them all just because the video will go on for so long. So this was the last set that actually come with the pre-decimal coins. So yeah, very nice. But what to do is, if there is a set that you particularly want to sort of have a look at, let me know in the comments down below and I will do a specific video sort of on them. So we've got 1971, 1972, 73, 74, which isn't closed properly, there we go, 75, 76, and 77. So I've got quite a good run of the old ones. Sort of, I've still got sort of quite a few to get, but really enjoying sort of getting hold of them. Another one that I've got is the Britain's first decimal coins. It's just a little pack that was released to commemorate the new coins. And you've got sort of all the information there. And then I've got this set as well, which I don't know where I got it. I can only assume it's come from one of my job lot unboxings. So basically sort of the different sort of pre-decimal coins. And then we get on to the next set of year sets that I've got. So we start off with the 1983 collection. So this is not the new pence selection. This is still the old the regular sort of 2 pence set. So with the 1983 set, what I'm talking about actually is the 2p. There are 2 different versions. You've got the 2 pence, but you've also got a couple that were actually released with new pence, and those albums, they go for about £1,200. They are very, very sought after. So that is the 83 set. I've got the 85 set. A bit of toning on them. But obviously I have got sort of these in my date runs as well. I've then got the Brilliantly Uncirculated set from 1986. And obviously that one includes the £2 coin as well. And we've got 87. Sorry, that was a bit quick, wasn't it? So what I like about the old sets as well is sort of normally you get a card in there sort of to sign up to the Royal Mint's mailing list. I've always wanted to sort of see if it could still be sent off. Might ask them on the next tour actually. There we go. An invitation to join the Royal Mint Coin Club. So that is the ones from the 1980s that I've got, and then the next lot that I've got. So we've got my sets from the 1990s. So we'll start with this one. Obviously it isn't in the sort of form as the rest of them, so I am actually going to look to see if I can get hold of the other sort of version of this. I don't think this is actually sort of a Royal Mint issue, but still, it's nice to have. I've then got my 1992 set, which does include the EU presidency in brilliantly uncirculated condition. And can you see into it? No. So it's just the reverse that you get to see on this one. And then I have the 1993 set, which obviously as well also includes the EU presidency because it was dual dated 92-93. With that one you can actually see the obverse of the coins. So I do like the old, like this sort of style of albums, just because it's easy to actually sort of show the coins. That one is my 1997. I'm not going to open it just because it's actually all sealed up at the moment. And that is the first one to include the biometallic £2 and also dual sizes of the 50p. And then the last one that I've got is my 1999 set. So last coins of the 20th century. And there we go. Obviously the biometallic £2 there with the rugby. Surprisingly, actually, this one didn't include the technologies either. But even still, nice one to have. And next we move into my more sort of consistent sort of date runs. So we start off with what year is this one? So Royal Shield of Arms. I think these are 2008. Yes, they are, because there are two different versions. So this was the year where it changed from the emblems of Britain over to the shield design. So yeah, that was a nice one to get actually. I think originally when I first bought it, I only actually ended up, the listing that I bought from only included the shield designs, so I actually had to buy them separately to get the rest of them. Then I've got a 2009 basically the shield design. I can't remember what it's called. So obviously with this, the 50p is obviously highly sought after because that's NIFC. And then we get into the proper date runs. So I've got my 2010 set as well, which obviously also includes the 50p, which was NIFC. 2011, which once again has the NIFC 50p. 2012, no NIFC for that one. My 2013 set, so this is the definitive set, that's the name that I was thinking of. So this is a set that just includes the shield £1 and the £2. Then I've got the definitive set from 2014. I've actually kept this sort of unopened sort of in its album. Then I have the 2015 set, which is actually the changeover year from the 4th to the 5th portrait. So this one comes with two separate albums, one showing the 4th portrait by Ian Rank Broadley and the other one showing the Jodie Clark 5th portrait. And then to finish off, the last couple that I've got is the 2016 definitive set. So that will include the NIFC 50p, the 2017 annual coin set, which includes sort of all of the coins that were released that year. So I really like that one. We've got the 2018 definitive set. So this was one that I actually picked up on my first trip to the Royal Mint. First time I'd ever been. And obviously the definitive set only includes the shield design. Then for 2019 I've got the annual coin set and the definitive coin set. And I'm going to be doing the same for 2020. I'm going to be picking up both the annual set and the definitive set. But that is it for my collection. So that has been an absolutely mammoth task, sort of going through that with you all. Really wanted to say a big thank you to sort of everyone who sort of stuck with me through sort of all of these videos. Let me know in the comments down below sort of what your favourite coins were. I'll also sort of put links sort of throughout the video to the other episodes in the series. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. Obviously this is not going to be a video series that I'm going to be doing too often. I think at the very earliest, the next time that I sort of do any sort of collection video will be sort of next year now, so in 2021. Probably won't even be at the beginning of the year, it might even be sort of middle of the year, but we'll see how things go. But with that said, that's going to be the end of today's video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. I have recently sort of flown past sort of 600 subscribers, so I'm really getting close now to my 1,000 subscriber target. So any help that any of you can give will be really appreciated. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Links will be in the description below. And with that said, thanks for watching. Once again, really hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of my collection. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Alright, bye.